Good morning, Cullman. Thank you for joining us on Cullman Today. I'm your host, Christine Wiggins, and today is Wednesday, February 26th. Coming up on Cullman Today, the governor calls a special election, Albright announces his candidacy, and adoptions at the Cullman Animal Shelter. All of this plus sports, weather, and more. Now let's take a closer look at the top stories happening in Cullman today. Governor Ivey signed a proclamation on Monday to set special election dates for Alabama House District 11. This seat was previously held by Representative Randall Shedd of Fairview, but he recently resigned to join the office of Senate President Pro Tem Garland Gudger. Ivey set the special primary election for Tuesday, May 13th. If necessary, the special primary runoff would be Tuesday, June 10th, and the special general election is set for Tuesday, August 26th. After praising Representative Shedd for his effective leadership, she encouraged people in District 11 to make their voice heard by getting out and voting in this special election. The deadline for qualifying with major political parties will be Tuesday, March 11th at 5 p.m., and the deadline for all independent candidates or minor parties is Tuesday, May 13th at 5 p.m. House District 11 includes portions of Cullman and Blount counties. And in related news, Heath Albright has announced his candidacy for Alabama House District 11. In the media release announcing Albright's candidacy, the lifelong Holly Pond resident says he has seen firsthand the challenges and the opportunities for District 11 and says he'll work to support families, schools, and businesses while preserving the values that make District 11 home. Having served 2 terms on the Cullman County Board of Education, his professed key priorities include bolstering education funding, protecting constitutional rights, and promoting job creation through support for small businesses and infrastructure development. Albright is a husband, a father, and the owner of Brighton Forestry Services, a timber harvesting and reforestation company based in Holly Pond. If you're considering pet adoption, you might want to turn up the volume. Annabelle Howes has must-know information from the Cullman Animal Shelter.
The Cullman Animal Shelter is working hard to provide abandoned and injured animals with a second chance. The shelter makes sure that all the animals are healthy and ready for adoption. Dogs are being offered for $130 and cats for $100. A fee that includes the spay and neuter procedures, necessary vaccinations, microchipping, deworming, and a 24-hour flea pill. Beyond medical care, the shelter rehabilitates animals from cruelty cases, nursing them back to health before placing them in a new, safe home. Shelter manager Andrea Hudson oversees daily shelter operations, cares for animals in need, and helps them find the loving homes that they deserve. With her background in animal care, Hudson is passionate and determined to help each pet find a happy and safe future. The community can take part in assisting the shelter by donating treats, blankets, towels, and food. Through adoptions, donations, and involvement, the Cullman Animal Shelter continues to make a difference in the lives of animals in need by giving them the love and care that they deserve. This has been Annabelle Howes with Cullman Today.
And that's our top stories for today. Coming up, Good Hope advances to the 4A state finals. Sports is next. Welcome back. In today's sports segment, let's take a look at how Good Hope performed in its Final Four matchup in Birmingham on Tuesday. The Good Hope Lady Raiders cruised past Dora and Deschler to win their second straight Northwest Regional title last week, but points were a little tougher to come by when they faced St. Michael Catholic in the 4A semifinals on Tuesday. Good Hope led by 12 at one point in the fourth quarter, but had to withstand a late push from the Cardinals to earn a 38-30 win and advance to the 4A state championship game. St. Michael jumped out to a 4-0 lead in the first few minutes of the game, but Sophie Conrad scored Good Hope's first 5 points on the other end to give the Raiders a 5-4 lead. Ava McSwain's first three-pointer of the night made it an 8-4 game later in the period, and her next three put Good Hope in front 11-7 at the end of the first quarter. Baskets by Lexi Marshall and Jolie McCann extended the Raider lead to 15-8 midway through the second quarter. Lucy Adams sank a pair of free throws to make it a 17-11 game with 39 seconds remaining in the half, and McSwain tipped one in with just 4 seconds on the clock to send Good Hope to the locker room with a 19-14 lead at the break. Conrad scored through a foul and tacked on a free throw to put the Raiders ahead 22-16 early in the third quarter. McSwain laid one in, and Conrad scored another basket inside to make it 26-16. And later in the period, McSwain knocked down another three to give Good Hope a 29-18 advantage. The Cardinals were able to trim the lead to 29-22 by the end of the third quarter, but a three from Conrad kept the Raiders in front 32-22 early in the fourth. McCann laid one in to make it a 34-22 game, but St. Michael battled back to cut the lead to 34-30 with just over 2 minutes remaining. However, Good Hope tightened up on the defensive end, and McCann and Conrad each buried a pair of free throws in the final minute of the game to secure a 38-30 win and a spot in the 4A state finals. Conrad posted a game-high 15 points and 13 rebounds in the win. McSwain added 13 points and 9 rebounds, and McCann finished with 6 points and 11 boards. The Lady Raiders will be back on the court at Legacy Arena Friday at 4 p.m. to play the winner of Plainview and Trinity Presbyterian in the 4A Girls State Championship game. And that wraps up sports for today. After the break, we'll bring you 4 stories in under 4 minutes, including a living history museum and books and brews. Welcome back. Now it's time to speed things up with a news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. The third grade classes at East Elementary brought history to life during their Living History Museum. As part of their Black History Month celebration, the Living History Museum is an immersive and educational experience where students perform reenactments and demonstrations focusing on the Harlem Renaissance and the contributions of African Americans to the arts. This event is part of the school's broader curriculum, which includes a unit called A Changing Nation. This explores our nation's diverse history. The students select an important figure from history to research and perform speeches that highlight the individual's impact on history. The events allow students to expand their worldview, explore the history and contributions of African Americans, and promotes and encourages diversity and equality. Leanna Smith, a third grade teacher at East Elementary, adds that the project enhances public speaking skills, encourages independent research, and promotes creative thinking. The Hanceville Public Library, recently renamed the Shirley Burden Public Library, offers a volunteer program which branch manager Teresa Rivera said is much needed as they work with a very limited part-time staff. Rivera recently shared a volunteer success story about Karis Henderson, a high school honor society student wanting to increase her volunteer exposure in the local community. Understaffed and needing to recode the young adult section, Rivera says it was perfect timing. Henderson helped to reorganize the entire library and continues to assist a few hours weekly with other duties. Other projects in the library's near future include revamping their children's area, which holds thousands of children's books, and a kids' summer program, which has 6 weeks of fun and exciting events planned, with the theme being Color Your World. This program starts May 28th with Larry the Magician. If you're interested in helping at the Shirley Burden Public Library in Hanceville, call 256-352-0685. Smith Lake Zipline Adventures is inviting the community to its season opening celebration on Saturday, May 3rd from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. This free family-friendly event will feature a variety of activities including bounce houses, free hot dogs, giveaways, craft vendors, snow cones, and much more. The season opening celebration aims to bring the community together while also highlighting the many small businesses in the area. Local vendors will be set up throughout the event, offering handmade crafts, unique gifts, and more. For those interested in participating as vendors, the registration fee is $50, which includes a 10x10 setup space and access to electricity. The deadline to register is April 20th. To sign up, contact Brittany Coker at smithlakezips@gmail.com or call 256-841-7627. Friends of the Public Libraries of Cullman County and Ethos Craft Brewing are hosting Books and Brews this weekend. All books will be just 50 cents and proceeds will go to local libraries. The Friends of the Public Libraries of Cullman County is a nonprofit group of citizens who believe that a good library is essential to the cultural, educational, and economic well-being of Cullman County. Ethos Craft Brewing opened late last year and is located at 1849 County Road 222 in Cullman. And that's your 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Now for a quick break before we look at the weather ahead and pay our respects with obituaries. I'll be right back after this quick message.
Step into Cullman, where local heroes and community spirit shine. Introducing Community Matters Magazine from the Cullman Tribune, your guide to inspiring tales and community spirit. Celebrate our local champions and dive into the festivities at Christ Kindle Market. Feel the season's cheer and discover stories that inspire. Community Matters Magazine. Connect with your community. Find your free issue at these locations or download a copy online.
Let's take a moment to pause and remember those who have lost their lives this week as we turn to obituaries. Danny Lynn Nunley, age 73 of Eva, passed away on Monday, February 24th. No services are planned at this time. Patricia Moody Smith of Arab passed away on February 23rd at the age of 71. Visitation will be on Saturday, March 1st from 10 o'clock until services begin at 11 o'clock. All services will be held in the Holly Pond Funeral Home Chapel with a burial following services in Rock Springs Cemetery. Marlon Ellis Goodwin, age 86 of Cullman, passed away on Monday, February 24th. A visitation will be held Wednesday, February 26th from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. at Moss Service Funeral Home. Following the visitation will be a celebration of life funeral service at 2 p.m. Marlon will be laid to rest in Bethany Baptist Cemetery. Mary Gilmer Duty, 86, passed away peacefully on February 24th. Funeral services will be held Friday, February 28th at 11 a.m. in the Bernstein Funeral Home Chapel in Athens, Georgia. Entombment will follow in Evergreen Memorial Park. Visitation will be 1 hour prior to the service at the funeral home. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their friends and families. Now let's take a moment to look ahead at your weather forecast. You might see some patchy fog this morning, giving way to a sunny day with a high near 73, becoming partly cloudy tonight with a low around 49. Thursday, we'll see partly sunny skies with a high near 62 and a low around 38. And that wraps up today's edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for sharing your morning with us. And remember to stay connected by following us on social media or visiting CullmanTribune.com for the latest from our community. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30. I'm Christine Wiggins with Cullman Today. Have a wonderful Wednesday, Cullman.